Well, good morning. Welcome to Grandma's World. I'm sitting in a sunbeam, which makes me look really scary, but this is the time I have to do this. And I have so much to do over the next 2 days. It's kind of frightening. But I wanted to start by getting caught up with some videos so that I can clear off this space. It's the first thing I have to do. I'm having people for lunch next week, and right now there's no uncovered area on my dining table. So it's a way of life here. I've mentioned this before, I know. It's Valentine's Day. I couldn't find my little heart locket, so I had to kind of go with my Mickey Mouse Love. It's a little silver charm. It looks like the Mickey Mouse Love stamp. So I wish everybody a happy day. I hope that you have someone that you can direct those loving feelings to, and if not, you'll just have to be like me and send them out to everybody. I thought I'd start today. I have 2 or 3 videos that I want to make, but I thought I'd start with a Disney haul because I have a package to open. Now, first of all, a couple of disclaimers on all of this. I have decided to really pull back a lot on my Disney shopping. It's getting a little out of hand, not only financially, but in terms of room, in terms of space, in terms of, I don't know, it's a happy clutter, but it still is a clutter. It's more stuff sitting around than I need to be looking at, which is not to say I've completely stopped doing it. I just am going to be more selective and more careful about what I bring in. I'm also not going to do a lot of merchandise hauls. I know they're fun for viewers and I want you to have fun, but yeah, this looks like a Halloween video. The way my face is lit. Oh well. At any rate, it's the stuff. You'll be looking at this stuff in a minute. You don't have to be looking at me in my, you know what it reminds me of? I'm going to digress for a minute. I loved the Keira Knightley version of Pride and Prejudice with Judi Dench. And the director, in the director's cut, Judi Dench plays Lady Catherine Deneuve. Lady Catherine, I want to say DeVille. I don't think that's right. Lady Catherine. And she comes to Elizabeth to warn her off of her nephew. And the lighting on Judi Dench is like this. It's bouncing. So I've got the sunlight coming in and it's bouncing off my white tablecloth and up into my face, which gives me all these shadows. On her, it made her really scary and in the movie. And the directors that were doing the, you know, you have that bonus option where they talk over the movie and tell you what they were thinking, what they were doing, and they're always very interesting to me. Anyway, he was talking about how awful they felt to do that because Judi Dench is beautiful, and they made her look just so hideous and so monstrous with that lighting. And that's what this lighting is reminding me of. I'm not beautiful like she is, but it definitely is casting some interesting shadows for today. So it's okay. Anyway, what I was saying is I'm really kind of pulling back on my buying and consequently on my merchandise haul videos. I have a lot of merchandise hauls videos that I never posted for a multitude of reasons. But I'm going to do fewer of them and then get them edited and posted. And just be more selective about what I share with you. So I'm going to start that today because I want to get to that bag. But first, I have a few things that are kind of special. For one thing, I've decided not to just buy every pin that appeals to me, although I'm sure there will be some of that. But I want to focus in on some favorites. Mickey Mouse will always, he's my favorite character, and I will always be attracted to Mickey Mouse pins. Pins that have to do with trains. I'm kind of a train nut, and this 2019 was my year of trains. And it's too bad I wasn't able to do Vlogmas because I had a lot of video of the Lego trains that I built and the cars, extra cars and so on. That's life. But that will always be an interest. I will always be interested in the movie Sleeping Beauty, and especially Flora, Fauna, Merriweather, and Maleficent. One of the decisions I made this year, though, as far as Aurora was concerned, was to pretty much just focus on the woodland scene, on Aurora when she was Briar Rose and living in the cottage in the forest with her aunties. Not so much the Princess Aurora when I'm looking at things about the animated movie. And this, as soon as I made that decision, like the very next day, I went wandering around on Etsy looking for, actually I was on Etsy because I got interested in fantasy pins. And this is, I have vowed, will be the most expensive pin I ever bought or ever will buy. But it was such a neat piece of synchronicity that I make that decision. I'm not going to do Aurora the Princess anymore. I'm going to do Aurora as Briar Rose and in the woodland. That I would see this pin for the very first time. And I don't really have, let's see, do I have anything? I know we'll do this. Here, we'll put her on this. Okay. I could pin her on there, but I don't want to mess up my new bag. Okay, so Aurora, she's flirting with the owl, who is in the cloak. The bunnies and the squirrels are down around her. There are roses around her. This is just a gorgeous pin. It's a Megan Court, I think it called, yeah, Megan Court, limited edition of 60. And not only did she perfectly fit what I want to collect, but I knew that somewhere I had this frame that would be perfect for her. And I found the frame as part of the big clean out. If you look at my other videos, you know that I'm in a big house renovation and cleaning things out, and I found this frame. So I'm going to paint the frame and then mount a piece of corkboard in it, and I will probably do one of my backgrounds, one of the woodland backgrounds from the movie, to back it with, and then it can actually hang on a wall. Go figure. Speaking of pins, I found a couple more pins for my 101 Dalmatians treatment, and this is one, and there is a how-to video in my channel on how I did this, where I printed out one of the backgrounds from the movie and made a backdrop for the pins, and I've just added a couple of pins to it now. The little napping puppies and the puppy with the newspaper are recent box lunch pins. And so I've got this in front of my face for focus, and I can't really see what it's doing. Anyway, so those are new pins, and I really did enjoy adding them to this little park scene. I like the park scene the way it was before all the puppies, but in a way, you kind of have to have a lot of puppies for that movie, don't you? Back to Aurora, a purchase I made this year. I was surprised there wasn't more Aurora stuff because of the newer Maleficent movie, which I loved, and I loved how strong a character they made her and how central a character they made her. You know that she's only in the animated movie for a little over 15 minutes. And her character to me was really not that interesting. It wasn't that well developed. Which is why I like the woodland scene. That's where you really get a glimpse of her optimism and her winsomeness and her desire for love, like everybody has. At any rate, walked into my Disney outlet and they had one of these, and I've never seen it again. I don't really care for the bag, but look at that animator's view of Aurora in her woodland dress, in her Briar Rose dress. I think that she is adorable, and she not only has the flowers, but they added butterflies, and this is part of this animator's collection for this summer, I bought the tote too that has Tinkerbell on it, but I'm really more of an Aurora fan, not a Tinkerbell fan. So I was really happy to find that at the Disney outlet, and it was about $20, I want to say. It was less than $20 because the tote was $20. So she was probably 16. I can't remember. So, and then I found also at the outlet, after looking for it all day at the park, in the parks one, at World of Disney and Disneyland Park, and not being able to find it, I found it at the Disney store, and that's where I learned, oh, it's a Disney store exclusive. That's why I couldn't find it. Not crazy about the red. I wanted the black, but they were sold out, but that's okay. It's still kind of a fun crossbody bag. And what I thought I would do with it, I'm still not happy with the way I carry things around in the parks. It's big enough, and being a crossbody, I can, what am I trying to say? It's the right size to use in the park. What I don't like about it is that it's just a flap, and so any valuables in here are vulnerable. But I had this set from 2010. I have the other one somewhere, and these little things I could actually clip on the inside of the bag. I have some carabiners, some Disney style carabiners that I could attach it in the back. So that way if anybody, reached in, it would at least stay in there. What's fun about this bag is that the flap is perforated so that you can put pins on it. And they've got a whole line of these Disney store opening pins. Most Disney stores do a big whoop-de-doo, pull out the magic book and welcome you in it when they open the store. And so they have a collection of these pins. And I got the first one with this bag. And then I had this. This was an Etsy purchase. I wish I could tell you where I got them, but I don't have time to look it up right now. But anyway, it's a cute bag. And I'm going to put my traders here the next time I go to the park and see if I can trade in the park for some pins. Which brings me to the next thing that I wanted to share in the video, were some pins that I've traded for and finished. I'm pulling back from pins. I really got into them for a while. I still think they're wonderful cheap art. What's the matter with you? And souvenirs of the parks, and I'm not stopping buying them completely. I'm just not going to be, well, let me show you this. I started buying them for Vlogmas to put in my advent calendar, and every time I'd go to the park, I'd pick up a couple more boxes over the course of a year until I had, or 3 more boxes or 4 more boxes. I ended up with way too many pins for that advent calendar. But it was fun. And these are the ones in singles, but I ended up with a bunch of duplicates as well. And I don't think I'm going to do this. I think what I might do is focus on the Tiny Kingdom pins and just buy those to put in the boxes when I go for a visit. This does have some pins on it that I really, really wanted. Specifically the Chippendale Hugs pin, the Mickey Mouse Adventure balloon. I already had a Jiminy Cricket, but I got a second one in the balloon. And I also wanted the Dumbo hug, Dumbo and Mrs. Jumbo hug, and the Mickey Mouse and Pluto hugs. I got duplicates of a lot of these, yeah, I got a box or two of the attractions, and I really like the teacups one, and then the best friends, the BFFs, I like the Bambi and Thumper. So it's not that I don't like them. I just, as I was going through them, I said, I think you need to reconsider this one as part of the hobby, and pull back a little. I did, however, with some help from my friends, I was able to complete the pass holder train from last year. Didn't even learn about it until it was well underway. Fortunately, I have a friend who, amazingly enough, was from Colorado, but happened to be, she and her family had annual passes to come out to Disneyland several times in 2019, which they did. They went to D23, and they were able, you were allowed to buy two when you bought them, and you had to be a pass holder to get them. So she bought two of the Mickey Mouse, and when I put out there, how did I miss this? I'm gonna have to see if, and I've already tried to find him, and he was sold out. And so she shared her second one with me, and then later in the collection, I was able to get her one that she didn't have yet, and so that turned out to be a nice trade. I bought Minnie at a reasonable price on eBay because I'd missed her, and of course I had completely missed Walt in the engine and paid a not reasonable price, eBay price for him, but I really, really wanted the complete set. So it's Walt in the engine, Mickey in the Tinder, Minnie in the teacup. This was Goofy in not blaster. It was the rocket ship. The ones they call them something else, Astro Orbiters they call them now. But when I was growing up, they were the rocket ships. Donald Duck in the pirate, and Pluto on the caboose. Really a nice set. I'm glad I have it. I have a frame. I think I have the frame for it. And that's, I'm glad I did that. I also, I'm focusing as far as pin purchases on Mickey, Walt, Mickey, I can do this, Mickey, Walt, Aurora as Briar Rose, the fairies, Dumbo, and Chip and Dale. And those are going to be my pin focuses from now on. And so I did get the Grand Californian Christmas gingerbread house pin, mostly because it had Chip and Dale in it. And then these guys, all of these up at the top, starting with not the train. The train I bought and was happy to find it because I was sure they were going to be thrown out, and they weren't thrown out. It's going to be a long week. I was sure they would be sold out, and they weren't, so I was happy to get the train. This, I started buying the mystery packs, the ones that had been cast member pins and now are repackaged for us to purchase, and was able to get the D. Now my name is Debbie, and it took me most of my lifetime to put together that the D for Disneyland was also my first initial. So that makes these special, and you can tell it was a mystery pin. A cast member mystery pin at one time because it has that little Mickey Mouse up there, but I got these bottom in the park in the packets. I believe that this one must have been a, I traded for this one. It's also a mystery pin, but I think it's an acorn. And I think it's part of a series they must have done, and this one must have been representing Chip and Dale. So I went ahead and traded for that. And I actually traded for all of these. This is, I want to say this is Chip. It's a tiki, part of their mystery tiki series. And then I found the others, the Nerdy Dale? The Nerdy Dale, Chip in the sunglasses. Was everybody, my mother and my sister and I all thought that that was just the cutest. Mostly because he's so little. The Zoom Zoom Dale. So all of those I was able to trade for at the park. And I'm looking forward to continuing that Chip and Dale collection. They're more popular in, I want to say Hong Kong or Shanghai. And so, and for that matter, they're more popular at Disney World. So I'm hoping to find more of them at the pin traders tables. Other things I've picked up, I picked up at the park. I loved this set of cookware that they're out with this year, and I'm just not a Minnie Mouse fan, and it's all Minnie Mouse focus this year. So I just bought this for myself. I almost went ahead and bought the pie plate anyway, but I don't bake pies and I don't like Minnie Mouse, so it seemed kind of silly to get it even though it was so cute. But all those patterns are on the measuring cups. So there's the quarter, and I believe that's the third, and the half. You can really see there's little Mickey Mouses across there, and then the 1 cup measure. Yeah, those are ceramic. I don't know that I'll use them, but I'll keep them out on my counter. As soon as this appeared on Shop Disney, I sent away for it for my Dumbo collection. And then 3 days later, went to my Disney outlet and found it available there. So I could have saved myself the shipping. It's okay. It's just a simple miniature. It's a child's backpack is what it is, but it's really cute, not terribly expensive. Timothy Mouse is down there, and he's real furry. He's real fuzzy. Dumbo is. So that's a fun purchase. It looks cute with my the rest of my Dumbo collection, and I think that brings me, to my package. Keeping an eye on that record button, I know that it's going to turn off when it hits about just before it hits 4 gigabytes, and time-wise, I'm getting close to that. So, what this is, I love merchandise hauls. And one of the people who is the most fun to watch in a merchandise haul is Karen from Karen's USA Adventures. And I also enjoy watching Becca at Disney Kitty and Eleanor Dreaming, Luke and Rich, and Game Boys, Johnny and Tim, as they open their subscription boxes. And so I decided I wanted to try subscription boxes, and I subscribed to 2. I subscribed to Tokyo Kawaii Club and to Bibbidi Bobbidi boxes. The Bibbidi Bobbidi boxes, I got 3 of them, and I didn't open them until Christmas Day, and that was going to be my surprise from Santa Christmas opening. And in the end, I was disappointed in the Bibbidi Bobbidi boxes. It wasn't their fault. It's me. I have a very limited number of characters that I'm interested in, first of all, and a very limited amount of stuff that I'm interested in. I don't want food, and they sent me food. I don't want Loungefly bags, so I picked a price point that would immediately eliminate me out of getting any Loungefly backpacks, because I don't consider them functional for me. I have one, and it doesn't work for me at the park, and so I didn't want to collect a bunch of those. Long story short, I have access to the parks. I go to Disneyland once a month, and California Adventure and World of Disney and Downtown Disney is all included in that package. I have a Disney store in a town at 30 minutes that way, and another Disney store 30 minutes that way, and I have a premium outlet store with a Disney outlet here in my town. So I have access to stuff. I can get lots of stuff, which limited the amount of stuff that they could send me. Now, I thought it would work because I don't have access to Walt Disney World exclusive stuff. But what I ended up with for my purchase, it was close to $200 for 3 boxes. By the time you added in the shipping and everything, I really only ended up with one item that thrilled me. It was a Jiminy Cricket wallet. And the rest of it, when I looked down at it, spread on the table, I said, I just bought $200, $150 worth of cheap Chinese junk. Because without the memories attached to those souvenirs, it didn't mean anything to me. Not the way the same pen with Mickey Mouse's head on it gives me a thrill of fun from Disneyland when I'm there. It meant nothing to me in these boxes from Walt Disney World. So I canceled my subscription, and again, it's not their fault. They did their best with the information I gave them, but I just am too loaded with stuff and too picky to do that kind of a surprise package. I did keep the Kawaii Club from Tokyo because that stuff isn't available here. I don't have access to it, and I've been absolutely delighted with everything I've gotten from them. Michael Donahoe does a really good job of taking your preferences into consideration, and so the first few have been mostly Chip and Dale themed, and the stuff is delightful, and so I'm really having fun with that. But what I've decided so far is to simply work with personal shoppers. I have a new shopping relationship, and it's working well for me, with Melissa at Mickey's Magical Delivery, and she can get me stuff from Florida, and also with Karen. Karen decided in Karen's USA Adventures to branch out, and now she does Primark shopping in the UK for us. And Primark has exclusive license rights on certain products that they develop with Disney. And so there's Disney stuff that you can't get anywhere else except at a Primark store. There are a half dozen of them in the United States now, I think. And I even got to go to a partially built one in Massachusetts when I was there. But they're not quite up and running yet. And so I am paying Karen to be my personal shopper. She is doing an amazing job. I don't know how she does it, but she has more energy than three of me put together and to pull this off. So I know what's in here. I picked it off of pictures online, but I haven't seen it in person. The reason it's wrapped like this, by the way, is that Karen is trying to keep our shipping costs down. And so she takes all of the wrapping stuff off the product and wraps it in such a way that it doesn't add to the weight. If we can keep it under 2 kilograms, it's cheaper. When you get over 2 kilograms, you're starting to pay overweight charges. Do what's best for both of us. I really hope she's taking care of herself doing this, because she sure is doing a heck of a job taking care of the rest of us. All right, so I can take this apart, and you can see it's mostly clothing. There is a surprise element in this, in that I tend to forget what I order. There's lots of tape and bubble wrap, and I'm trying to be really careful here not to cut through the bubble wrap. Here's what I've got. Right on top, she sent me a special message saying, did you miss these? Did you want these? These are new. Just found these today. These are new. Check them out. They're Dumbo slippers, which I will probably never wear. They'll go in my Dumbo collection. Or I might leave them by my stitching chair. My Dumbo collection lives in the happy room, so I might leave them in the happy room to wear when I'm stitching. Aren't they cute? Oh, that sweet little face. Love it. So happy. Thank you for catching those, Karen. Love that. And then this. is a long sleeve t-shirt. Kids. Long sleeve t-shirt with Dumbo. You know what, Karen? I think this is going to fit me now. I might have to try it on. And this is a pair of pajamas. Look at this. These are pajama pants. I don't think I'll be into these yet, but what I told her is, so I'm on the tail end of a 10-year weight loss process I've been under, and I'm down from my all-time high over that 10 years. I started December 9th, 2009, and over the first 3 years lost 82 pounds. And then, and someday I'll tell you that whole story, because there's a Disneyland person involved with it, which makes it even more magical. But then I went through a rough period, and I kind of went up and down with about 20 of them. So where I am now, I'm down I'm down 68 now. So I'm really close to being able to wear these pants. And what I told her was, they're probably not going to fit me now, but when I finish, I have 25 more pounds to go, and when I finish losing that, I will be able to wear these. But look, it's Dumbo. And this is my favorite Dumbo animated still ever, ever, ever. I'm still looking for pins with him in that pose. So cute. And you know what's great about these? I will be at my goal weight by June, and these are lightweight. So I wasn't expecting that, but I'm thrilled because I can make them my summers. Yay, and they look like they're plenty long. And then this is a shirt. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Karen, I think it's gonna fit. We didn't think it would. I didn't think it would. Because it's really only a US 14-16. And I kind of see myself as being 16-18. 18s are actually a little too big now, but I'm not that small. But I think this might work. And there he is again in that pose that I love so much. And it's just an outline in gold. Now I don't wear gold usually, but the actual fabric I do wear gray. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to do a little fashion show. All right, look at this. So I'm a stitcher. I do cross stitch and embroidery, quilting, all of that stuff. And I'm just discovered floss tube a couple of weeks ago. And I'm really getting my passion for stitching back, and so I'm collecting up these little, look at that, very simple, very inexpensive. As I recall, this is only like 2 pounds, which is like $2.50 here, $2.66, to carry scissors and thimbles and that kind of stuff around it. It's Chip and Dale. Oh my goodness. Oh, these are definitely gonna fit. Yeah, these are the extra large. Oh, and they're gonna fit comfortably, and they're warm and fuzzy. Look at this. You know what? I'm getting all choked up over a pair of pajamas. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm even gonna wear them as pajamas. I think I'm just gonna wear them around the house to stay warm, because I haven't replaced the insulation in my attic yet after having it removed last year, and it gets cold in here. Here's the tops. Here's the top. Oh, 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 oh. Double trouble. Yes, they are. Wow, this is fabulous. This is a beautiful applique machine, and it's not just ironed on, it is machine embroidered around the whole thing, and then the letters are embroidered. You know what's really bad news about this, Karen? Now that I see the quality of Primark stuff, you're gonna get really expensive for me, girl. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And this, okay. So I collect Dumbo. And when I saw these baby layouts, so here's the pants for Dumbo. And yes, there he is. Let's see if I've got a better one here. There he is. In my cute little animation. Super cute. At any rate, so there's that. There is a onesie. And there is a jacket. With a hood. Now, Karen was concerned because I didn't, or this wasn't my first choice. My first choice was a layout that didn't have the jacket, but had another little shirt or something in there. But they had the set I wanted in a Winnie the Pooh design. And so Karen said, they don't have the one you want in a newborn, they have it in a Winnie the Pooh. And I said, well, actually, I have a teddy bear I want to dress in the Dumbo set to be part of my Dumbo collection. So I'll take this set. This is yummy. This is just yummy. I guess these are clouds on the back, but it is so warm. Makes me wish I had another grandchild. My 18-month-old grandchild is already wearing a 4T, so this was not going to work for him. But I have teddy bears. Teddy bears will dress. And then the final thing in this package is this. It's a nightshirt. Also Dumbo. Okay, Karen, I think these are gonna fit. So I'm gonna go and try something on. Which one was I most? I was sure the 1820s would fit. I wasn't sure about the 14, 16s. I really didn't think they would. I thought they would have to be the carrots that I dangle to make me stay on program. So I'll be back in a few. I'm back, check it out. It fits. It's actually fitting me generously. Oh my gosh. Guess what I'm wearing to Disneyland in a couple of weeks. Isn't that cute? Oh, I am so thrilled, Karen. Thank you so much. Seriously, I'm thrilled to death. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will put Karen's link down there. Like I said, she just does a fabulous job for us, and I'm a little worried she's going to burn herself out. That's how good a care she takes of us. And Karen, I'm going to the parks in a couple of weeks to Disneyland. You let me know if there's anything you need me to pick up for you. I'd be happy to do it. Look at this. Woohoo! All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Have a great week, and keep moving forward.